0243 686861. Toothpaste and a Ghana for edition one sepa na your friend Kale charcoal toothpaste. Ye di bidie and I bidie or properties be a eji in kafri when you mema was so ye fita kama a mouth fresh breath all day long. Kale charcoal toothpaste, another quality product from Samara Company Limited. And they are made in Ghana. You have through very strict hygienic conditions, with all the necessary production protocols. FDA ajia too many ideas are toothpaste way. In the way Ghana near Maunsa Nkebi Fre 0246 864798 0246 864798 Nepekale charcoal toothpaste. A year you pe tiwe numan kasa. Men Canada or the Biarada. And your sign word draw aba ene mua diabetes hamo ema hypertension upedre tuasie na endefe yare no Exodus moringa ena Exodus dandelion capsules nura hodo mienu ba ye numbom Exodus moringa ena Exodus dandelion capsules eno na yare a esaye mienu diabetes and hypertension a year when you brutal. And mind you, say, Saya Riem Yunsona, Senyamia Mwawa, a kidney failure, eba. In the also two asiantem, diabetes, and a hypertension, also two asia, a drebe two asia amount, a Exodus moringa, and a Exodus dandelion capsules, Obeno abum, a year Juma. Papa amanfo di ho adanse a bruchire fo ne Ghana fo di ho adanse pa se wo akra ha o kaishi drug lane no benya bia to Kumasi fo nso Danny Herbal and a Misty Herbal ye pe agent ba ko US and ye pe agent nso wo UK it we adwuma ru anase me mfanto manim se wo UK wo US na wo team na obet my agent aton we nroi of course oton wa nso commission eda so obefre 0544 44 7033 0544 447033 Exodus moringa capsules and Exodus dandelion capsules ho adanse die no edoso pa ma memra honorable donko for saying akwa abete saying
era obi
bibia boko
code kakra na menya dia but apart from that bibia boko
na adwuma mu National Service Authority what to say
so was about my own toy ade chinema mo edia mo hontomo oh but obi apart from everything else I think there are a lot of good stories they be me baha me kana man for say me exaggerate but you can go to National Service page right now.
Okay.
Your farms now started developing.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah, so it is not a joke. And then say the 80,000 capacity broiler your friend is a poultry house now CAC we are almost done. You see a roof in heavy.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of good things are happening but I say they be I think in Ghana the bad news sells more than the good news.
But so far, more releasing postings.
You release postings, NSS pins, and you release
pins. No?
Yes.
Pins no more the bad. So
what happens? What time I'm not gonna take you through the process a little bit. Say, I'm senior intimate and no correct me. So what happens is, school no, and Kolani graduate here, school no, Eden Kolani data in National Service.
Okay.
But this time around, you say school near Eden Kolani index number, dine courses, into bio data at the school. No school near the bar, ya granted school access.
Okay.
No, we not upload all the data into our system.
Okay.
Or more upload, we are they add a hard copy of a recovery letter. I just say, me de nipa 15,000 from Legon, excuse me to use Legon, and our brand National Service Authority.
Okay.
Mediama Director of Deployment.
Okay.
Into school no every nejuma.
Okay.
We are that's the end. System na shutting out.
Okay.
Then Director of Deployment is also GVR. On also vetting in we are not say ampa. School say what Ghana nyina accredited by GTech.
Okay.
Any omodi ni padudu say na aba.
Okay.
Inti Deputy Director General of in charge of operations Wadaroma approve schools no mami. Now mesusuma call into the system now to check say ampa Legon schools no almost nipa na buy no betimi ahwe 15,000 nyina baako and as a randomly I select some of the index number, verify it with the Legon for index number to check say no cry a pekia no so okay ampa letterhead nature say 15 me share checking numbers no say 15,000 until Sadia Legon your list is approved. Okay. Nema approve until me approve we are then the director general make so nipa 132,000 and a buy from all the accredited institutions. Okay. Sadia on also generate pins for all these students. Okay, and yeah, my generated pin codes are mamo. Okay. While me register biano, you are assigned a particular pin code. Okay. Tiaba na mene director of deployment yasaji bill now is the 10 for the students now to go and register. Okay. Be portal number students. No? So the students now log on, enter their Ghana card as another step of biometric verification. Yes. Who enter Ghana card now? It is solely Ghana card. Who enter Ghana card New Year? That is the only point. I bet my coins okay. Why enter Ghana card? I feel person who say we nipa and also we nipa and also we nipa now also we no. So the system now takes your Ghana card. Now you want to say the phone and I say or laptop I will use no would you a real time passport picture again. Okay. And you take his real time passport picture and it immediately compares it to the odishemu as a Ghana card no. Meanwhile Ghana card all the number can shemu but machine no do no ko you biodata nyina kura. Oh okay. It you just a real time picture na no na dey compare. Into the comparing who say yeah then it grants you access to the next day. Then you get your NSS number. Okay. Okay. After getting that number, no, then now you are now onto our system. Yen you be determine where to post. Yes,
I'm answer my posting.
Answer ya be posting, but because he said you be say military training in yes. We will do the military training. Then after that we post all of them.
Yeah, but so can say more started with pilots.
Yes, yes, that will be the first 10,000. Okay. And they started August. No? Okay. Until by August. We should have been done with all the registrations. Yeah, postings keke. Okay. Until we training now, no, then we do the postings and to all the institutions.
10,000 pilots na akwe training.
Yeah, normally that's the postings is done somewhere in October.
Oh, okay.
And you know, we in August na bakra and sana postings no kra. By all this time, no, it is normally the selected positions based on their qualifications. Okay. Any courses are yes. Then by September we might start releasing so that they will also start preparing to look for places. That is it. There are more chance just to be able to prepare and also go and look at the places.
It is a stage I was see registration.
Yes, into registration in the year. Okay. And sana before issues nearby presidency said no, we should suspend the friend said that particular metric app and only identification. No. Okay. Authentication one no say we should suspend it. It doesn't mean say more registration in Nigeria. No. Okay. No. Okay. Review is going to I mean no say crown auditor general any the team la freya tomorrow they are coming to start. They are coming to review the entire system again. With their IT experts and every independent bodies in now, then they will go through the system again. They will try to use every other means to see if they can hack in or anything else. Immediately to be worked on, which will not affect the personnel. Okay. So they can still go on with their registration.
But because me share 3 news report now the government suspends the National Service Authority central management system for postings.
That was sent what so what it means is that as the system stands now, no, we cannot do postings immediately, no. Yeah. But all the processes are go through registration there. Okay. They can go on. Oh, okay. And so by the time do postings, no, near review, no, that is it. Okay. Review.
Na system being na Media Foundation for West Africa boss ever issues with now.
That is the metric app.
Okay.
And na make sure say I know na the app say obi the fake ID rema.
Mobetimi
detect say a fake ID and say fake ID. Okay. And na make sure say formally you could use other identifications.
Yes.
But they said I call you solely Ghana card. No, formerly we used to take the, how do we call it, the pictures.
Yes.
But they say no, aside Ghana card, no, and only a biometric on its own.
Yes.
But also taking real-time pictures, no, so and also say a second layer of verification.
Okay.
And at this time around, so Obioboko system no mubiano, there's an audit trail. And this is a ukuta adeya oko in and out, no.
Yes.
Auditors bar yetenase you say at 7 o'clock or at 5:18 p.m. OB entered the system, and this is ABCD that he did there. He logged out at this particular time. Our system num say. And
it thanks to some metric app, Nana.
Yes.
Okay.
So the miscommunication I think between Media Foundation and my boss was that Media Foundation, I'm not so sure is aware. Said this time around you are using only one sole identity, which is the Ghana card.
Okay.
But previously, we use any other identification, passports. I think
driver's license,
all acceptable IDs.
ID,
yes, but this time around only Ghana card.
Ghana card, okay.
Now this time around, in addition to the Ghana card, you're also taking the real-time pictures.
Real-time pictures. No.
And I make sure this is saying so no. Obia obeye juma omubia no. We audit trade
oh.
And a machine ankasa kwano, if you log in after 2 minutes, we are dormant pe. It locks you out. This is sign on my head. Into no intimika say me bia mo bia room and now me the credential mo bia mo na room. Ni pakro no room na no location and audit trail bia beba.
Oh, that's interesting. Into so we fresh graduate now when you service at least what the process now saying the please do the needful. Nyame wa dom now cut 10,000 ne ho a ebe call pilots military training and so on where you hear mako aba mobile na postings na course na
it will be just 1 second. People have also been circulating that there is special posting that please
yes
no woman say wow ko tiesika mo bia to tiesika gu.
Okay,
because there's nothing like special posting, especially now because obi say you do be military training eba no timi go through successfully na yes here obi or abia airport any harbor and I say GNPC.
Yes.
Wow, one military training. Any will be or no military training. Who do you think will post there? Because on no military training now, when you have some training in emergency response preparedness. Until what won't go be by if we are doing any special posting at all, it will be this 10,000.
10,000 for no. Yeah.
But say utifie na we say wafa phone me peha tinchina monfa membra ha obi a ukoye agric engineering ubeye dem asempa FM. So at times I get it
because I've seen messages ne links.
Uko Jessica wetu
fako momo we so ebi g 220 ebi g 250 any adese for special voting special posting. Where's Hadi Awara ya beji usika edikwa. And take note from the deputy director Akano. Nana Boakye Esquire akwa abanete saying
OB lawyer OB but on can say the via meti ma mencha menua donko fuseni
sure
no kwase so mo national services here in ano menu omunyina no e wa yonkufa and omunyina nso no e wo youthful at heart inti and my member menua donko fuseni nso abaso em say ya appointed ni meni nshada e phone so na meni no edi nkomo na me bo no abaso awo ho akunya otimu peche sisi ana matra mu pe
I'm a deputy operations. Okay.
Me ida kunya ne sinche na mate conference.
Minim sha asewa no hye
asewa o.
Eni akunya ndi obetina asesa na dan de. Eni office sha.
National service mu here office fufuro.
Seriously.
Maybe am we dey say nkoye bia.
Seriously choked.
National service pa. Location is beautiful.
Yes. So it's the location that is challenging because if you want to develop, it means you have to go up.
Also,
Sure.
Capital intensive.
I mean, there were quite some number of proposals. I'm sure they will still bring it.
Yeah.
So we hope so see we are not or the because of the location because
that's a good say private sector investor be the fact
any partner.
It makes sense.
Felix Abrai by now so he's been a system for a long time, over a decade. Now also and I mean about Ruth.
Yes, Ruth so
into Omunano Yaboma Baso. National service in Sensem. Obi medical come with you to say the abanju medi biama wa. When he say akuntabu kan.
Yes.
In fact, say nya abanju medi nko impo ankranko adwumadi. I say a private company, but then still now more accounted for Muniama Muyibia. Into the new patriotic party, Obi and Honoma would join if you are accountable. And the NSS issues here, when was Attorney General Babonti, now dear me, I am a yaw. Namihuni say very, very unfair. Attorney General Quine or Fast War and Yama. Attorney General, so many years, our senior at the bar.
Yes.
Osa cry Obi Otradi.
A law lecturer.
Exactly. Now, Attorney General him say on one say you
Sempa FM.
there will be your friend or presumption of innocence.
Yes.
Say Obi bia na yabo kwedu bia no. Emran who say who sa brobe undi boni bia until say yetime dia dance di aba na betche se ampa wo di boni we. The another principle I must base my argument here also say so what's the ni pano kwa akwa gina nse ni bia no yes you will be a friend you must prove beyond reasonable doubt. Ninjire mu ni say enye adanse de bia keke na ade ba ko to court ni mu ni mu adanse de a wo de kono ya adanse de ni say ehihim eni say eya tintinhuru eni say ye nsuo e wo say adanse de mu odu a said that judge ni mu a eni say suwe na adwen. In fact, there have been several authorities that say judge no na adwen ye ntanta. It means you have not proven your case well. It means also many panoko. And also my judge no enye gidie sunko e wo wadanse dia wo de bebenim. Na then Attorney General
why then
nti oba bigina media mu we. And you see the unfortunate thing is that he makes definite statement. We are tam we are say we are way. It's very unfortunate. And for me, I do not expect such conduct from a person I mean nim pass won nim say no ye yenye adena ube bu obi kumfo ebe bu obi asendua mu ebo media ni mu wi a wo se obusum ye die ni mu nam de ne be court. Obi, it's most unfortunate. And keep crowd there some to court him na bi a oba na woni media for create nkomo because of public interest. Tibia wuchim yes somebody the court him ni person where he is alleged to have done this. But here change some no kan. Has nipa na ye wi ano no. Nipa na yakronfo an wo bunu wo abona send your wi. It is most unfortunate. Nano A+ as more comfort we would na yo A+ be can say we kromfo we stupid fool or bury settle wadwin work of 500,000 we could give you doctor's ledge bi ho eya we ya
and no A+ be can say the account no was hacked and
debi nima mienu no de bae odi kan be tro baako baako no de bae no anka ho asem da but second one he dey delete ye and o ka say opa ho chew on a metro and also opa ho chew and no ba be yi ano wo say de ya wo de na ye wo ya and do wo bae be yi ano say nya sa na tie be chire mu and A+ asem o kan na because wo kwaji sika bi fu bi ha na say ne MPs kwaji sika fu bi ho na ebo ne de na obi agi sika and yo ba be chire mu. So enti no fi say Attorney General wo say dachi bi free office na say aban fufuro bi ba no mu say bi a wa bibi ne ye bo wasendua mu wi ansa ne de wakokota enti be yode be kan say ne ye presidential petition 2020 dey okaya okokan sembi efa judges who say asom kuta predetermined mind ema ye twen no begina court ani mo pacho show so wakase judges ekuta predetermined mind and okra wo hu say wan kan ye na be pacho but ne wo ye more or less like you attorney general na wokono what the assembly we you have predetermined the matter. The danger in it is that because someone be asem na ba be ye public issue a obo ni panikum for obo na send you no se se ekoto judge nim na dance dia o de be ko judge nim no e dance dia hihim na se judge no e di asem di tiawa ade a wakose ne se wakose a certain disaffection for government and a certain disaffection too for the judiciary. What mean yes, it is not proper. It is here why you want to watch a judge and say gunechi. Hey, I say me the attorney general anka so. Wabua assembly we media nim am obi e kan ho asem na dia betum anim. It man hwe na me could differ ni say if you don't get a judge who is strong-willed, when ya jaja onya timorous soul, when ya jaja on your robust FM. One year he'll be swayed. Because psychologically, no, now they are two dreams and go for no my year. And I buy so some na ye king. Hey, na me kona me ko ditiana na me ye ne de. So when you will be an adwemu do o CP or you strong power. Now what turn general asema wa dia wa ye into achine say kunachi. This is most unfortunate. Yeah, now no edubo ahensema adu fa yi. Edubo ahan ebo ni bi afa ne kokot. Ena watamwe, ena wafa we, ena wakoto dan yo ha, ena wa yesei, ena sika we. Now no hwe edubo ahan krata o de ba ya. O chemu krampo se ye to ba wi ye krampo no. For national security decision no 5.1 million bi ho no ma ye de koma president Mahama do koto cars bi obi so hu sakrata na bi
but just say we more president Mahama
so the president's aid
yes aid to the president elect
na say president Mahama say wa buru so no kwa kwaji say sike it obesoma asa o ye peni o de ma zo ye peni etinyo on nebeko but o say ye no de ma no ebesi na ye nya any response bi a free mo it didn't say wo ye ni say ya no so can nsemo the kokota na oboa na wamboa. I think say attorney general menim se mpanifo bi wo ha e bia ye no bi kana won fa de a on sa ne star na nye same size you the same thing na kwan so mani asa ewu because ono so e trade ono so e sua ne boss
sa
obi na mebusa say senke ka sempa akokot ne adi awie ne abua ne eso bia fa Ghana 70 million anka ye ho e said dam tamaklo asam yin kan wie e bi yan kan wie yan convict no e bra o se kwan so okoje ayaresa e wa amano ne no okoye wa ba it is your extradition process bi pa my pa no senka e etia no sisi but ne eja no asamuka ena obi ono no wa kire hospital kra wo wa kire yar kra no na lawyer for ni mudin kita ho eno no say what started extradition processes be against the person eno any che what hospital o what kurokuro wo so obi ye ka se obi dwane free atenten ye ho a eni pa no dwane a hu na chifu trokra o woni ba bi o hye wasesa ne numbers ne busu ni bi en contact o. That is what we are talking about. It is same size all extradition processes be say san say you kufo so ye hwehwemu obi na Ghana hakwa de omra obi so hwe obi no nya na so kuta dance obi what do you do na meet you proceed to court. Fortunately you were trying a assumption sitting in our law books ubetimi edeni pana court no akwa kubua no in fact only ho crime be ma asem no cry etia trial no cry no be ti obi de ne ya say atentene ene akontabuo de eye na emum ne omu ye ni de ase ye bo wasem de omu wie ansa na edi wakwa kugina court eno ani kire say mesre say we must be fair. His Excellency the President waba enokre accountability ni ade ye but e wo say ya apply law no fairly
matena
na obi ebo mini abaso omo nkosona farms ya de okay many age ho or in charge of operation manage ho because na NSS for farms bi na wo Nungwa farm secho no mba be ye sports African games no
okay
no collapse so I'm happy to hear that omo sa poultry project no
yes
omo to aso poultry is ade a many da so am yakran so no me ye bi din pa
we press conference now baby
me bi pa eti obi na asema o
that's papa
so ye movie straight down no
ye be call nsem so straight sisia Ekosiisen so me pato wutie me na wo adwentra ye WhatsApp number is 0548 443 523 0548 443 523 na yentie de wo emayen na ansana no company bia by friend Usulas Enterprise a company omoton nioma quality premium and affordable generator set in the generator ton there e was about to me a Usulas Enterprise almost I ton water pumps and omoton mowers mower the door lawns so ne grass so no mowers ope papa atwa eyeho na obenya bi ewo na ukoho a omoton brands bi te say Cummins, Perkins, Caterpillar, and a Honda genset in Nebi woho. Almost a bigger and smaller plant suitable for hotels, guest houses, schools, churches, restaurants, and many more. Ain't once we hear bigger or smaller plant in quad dear a Usulas Enterprise na was a woko. Almost a 500 watts solar generator. 500 watts solar generator and also omo eton. A soundproof in the also ha unte kwase generators so ensign use fuel when a solar generator papebi say o sign air per installations any deliveries e won kran ha ni nyina on be ye amount mo pe solar panels ato from mo fie and mo office and also Usulas Enterprise e will be I'll be to me use during light out so solar panels na correct but I mean Canada your offices be brave Adregano Bridge near 69 American House Usulas Enterprise ewo branch ho oko Achampon Junction ewo Bawaleshi eno so yewo shop ho New Town Junction Ashalebotwe ebi ho Social Welfare Madina ebi ho ena Adentan Rich Junction nso ebi ho freye wo 0248 169 258 0248 169 258 and at 0203 005 498 0203 005 498 na only en kasa this month of June Go TV so I the open movies pa ne de ka ho nyina ahwe amwani age a your channel bi also Mnet Movies 4 channel 150 as well the brutal a blend of action, comedy and drama movies ebemu wani age Fast and Furious movies, Ocean's 8, Bridget Jones' Baby and Fall, your Shrek movies, Mr. Bean's Holiday, and Nanny Mike Fee, your The Nutty Professor in movies in the Bibri on Go TV. You just have to be on and enjoy. You can stay connected on *759# *759#. Go TV, love it. June yidie se wuni Go TV a no wala unim se Joy News Impact Makers Awards so no you go so den. We are presenting the top 10 impact makers are extraordinary individuals transforming communities through education, health, child empowerment and innovation. And you just have to be watching their stories of the top 10 on Joy News as we honor the selfless individuals reshaping lives one step at a time. In the Joy News Impact Makers Award, celebrating ordinary people making extraordinary impact. And more ebi a wonu ni Go TV, wo dey DSTV so eswaye de papa brand new movies, reality shows, series, telenovelas. We've got all your favorites on DSTV. 61st Street or Universal TV channel 117 FPA. A young athlete on all bred to prove his innocence when he's wrongfully accused. And channel 101 and so, which is Mnet channel. And also a lot is happening on there. The hunting party about a group of dangerous prisoners who break out of a top secret jail. It's a beautiful movie. And Hollywood legend Forrest Whitaker so the movie Emperor of Ocean Park. It explores a family's investigation into the death of a U.S. Supreme Court nominee. More crime and investigation and so ID. Channel 171 is your thing. You need to watch it. Hollywood Demons, a documentary that exposes Hollywood's darkest scandals. And as you know what Channel 171 is, so ID channel, no, every Friday, 7 p.m. into beautiful stuff on DSTV this month of June. They also say stay connected by dialing *759# *759#. Or by using the new My DSTV app. DSTV, your home of entertainment. Ma memra. Me de concerns better money.
Man, the BJ, I'm list square with me about 300 or say 400.
400 nearly some more family package, no.
And you say
minim for now.
And Netflix amount to you say.
Minim.
Netflix no for any
DSTV so more options are Netflix unya live matches in show on Netflix but when you with DSTV I was say honest another DSTV hours so enye born in hours
well no come back nobody also because a lot of first nanka ye nya first DSTV is okotena pub na enu kwa is to Guinness back once to be about
no but I know say omo our concerns mo the statement be about
no mo me
say be a utia for
no
mo ti aba utia even say compact package now they will give you compact plus automatically
go for send boy thing no social media mo kan wa say
and utia compact plus o me ma
me kan ni me ho social media won ti da say social media no boy
and me say omo mate enti omo dey say intervention
omo si Nigeria ne bo for papa won ti e no so no be na kasama Ghana for won ti say omo si Nigeria ne bo for papa
University of Gold Coast uni momo when the University of Gold Coast
but one is Nigeria wants to go for pa
University of Gold Coast for at the leadership summit be a friend of the next great leader summit 2.0 almost leadership is not about positions, it's about wisdom at the helm. And two of our country's foremost thought leaders, Dr. Gideon Titiofe, Dr. Mensa Otabel, and Rebecca Sao, they would share insights to shape the next generation of transformational leaders. Baso 21st June and 19th June, it is 3 days from today. And the next Great Leader Summit 2.0. Ebebaso University of Gold Coast Hall, Accra Business School, was Spintex Road, 9 a.m. pepe on the 21st of June. So people register free. Bako titiofei.com/event. titiofei.com/event. Or a young executive, or a visionary, or a entrepreneur, or a public servant, or a party executive, or a Juma would be a political appointee, you need to be part of this summit. For all those who aspire to lead with integrity and impact, this is a summit you need to attend, a must attend summit for you. The next Great Leader Summit. You get the opportunity to listen to Dr. Titiofe, Dr. Mensa Otabel. Amazing stuff in the motion and so. Now, I be me over here because this issue, no, a issue a border on the NPP. National Council decision amode ba any reactions dia ba any aspirant na shasia hit ground running that omo Asia MPC Asia omo Asia former DCs Asia and seminal aye bebre eto san me pacho
omo me nase National Council na no na meeting National Executive Committee National Council obekaya Braidin Kugo National Council share
yes
and ignaya say yente abajoku omunko Ghana fa na nyina onumonyamfo openi Professor Michael Committee eyo madwuma nyina omunya wie no na omode ehwasem ebre council biom omode by that day na ne segina so ne sapa bedwako because ensem na omode aba no na ebibe hia constitutional amendment enti na yebekọ conference so a also set up the constitutional amendment committee na notify constituency party for no so obi proposals be no their bre committee no em de se woni Kwadwo Ponkroma na Frank Davis honorable Patricia Prije Kwadwo Ponkroma Dr. Antoine Tibudakon Makafu Iwanya voter regional chairman Ebenezer Nate lawyer Diana Sonabadapa Idi Muhaidin and Dr. Ekuya Mwakun amuna no me committee member ntina no ya bena de ye omde omonhyehyɛ ani abae na ade ba ko abeye bubuja kakra obi me report ni bi wa hanti mekan in fact they spoke about ANC maybe omunya a lot of proposals over 300 proposals emu be 10 bina omuni e be che ne na very prominent among them one was about the delegate system. I'll come back to that. The other one, me person me share see free hono, about the presidential primaries. Me kind portion kakrebi or the actual presidential primaries. And timelines for the presidential primaries. Omo reports na omo debre no. We had abridged one na omo debre our council no. Omo say all the proposals submitted to the amendment committee on presidential primaries recommended that the party should conduct early presidential primaries to elect a flag bearer, considering the difficulties the party finds itself. The almost unanimous view of the party members is that the primaries should be conducted before the end of this year or not later than within the first 3 months of next year, in which case there has to be an expedited elections at all levels. They say electing a flag bearer now makes him potentially the next president of Ghana in the eyes of the internal community. Our political opponent, the business community, civil society, and the generality of Ghanaians. This stature, according to the party members, gives the flag bearer enough gravitas to carry the party along and make the necessary impact with his words and actions. It is instructive to note that most of the proposals we received on presidential primaries are calling on the party to conduct presidential primaries first. After having expanded the
committee in our bridge report.
Exactly.
Okay.
To conduct the presidential primaries first, after having expanded the electoral college for the presidential elections with the inclusion of all former MMDCs, former members of former MPs, all former ministers, all former deputy ministers, all former constituency executives, all former regional executives, and all former national officers. The expanded electoral college would also include all the members of the National Council of Elders, all members of the National Council of Patrons, 10 members from each of the Regional Council of Patrons, 10 members from each Regional Council of Elders, 5 members from each Constituency Council of Patrons, 5 members from each Constituency Council of Elders, all regional TESCON coordinators. I'm happy for as well as all national TESCON coordinators. All these additions are made to the electoral college to bring everybody on board in order to address the issue of apathy, which has been identified as one of the reasons of our electoral defeat. It has also been strongly argued that the party needs to urgently fill the seeming power vacuum as part of the party's reorganization for Victory 2028. This approach of electing a presidential candidate first will greatly reduce the acrimony caused by various aspirants fielding different candidates, which eventually leads to the formation of factions at all levels of the party. The subsequent elections to be held without this interference will allow our best talents to lead, because the presidential candidate and indeed all the people that matter will be more interested in getting the competent executives that will help presidential candidate to win the elections, devoid of any interest Fortunately, National Council is clothed with the constitutional authority under Article 13(1) to decide the date for the conduct of presidential primaries. This does not require constitutional amendment. We propose that the decision be taken today, and in line with the overwhelming call from the party members, the date must be fixed by council, should not go beyond March next year. So Obi, we are nearby contentious pa. Obi here party mo and we interviews. We can now. It is not yet linked to presidential primaries.
Yes, I know.
And to Kwabia SCBR, over 80% of your problems in presidential primaries. The last electionary cycle, offer from 2021 ABC year to about 2024, the party spent 3 years on internal elections alone. Party need inferior sound from polling station, electoral area, constituency, region, national, parliamentary primaries, presidential primaries. Inferior some more. And to me, is a party, no. Yet inferior it create problems, it create divisions, it create fashions. Our form in a in fact, even a bra ye primaries late 2023. Now, Utiete Yera Kennedy, our Tosum Yunun and Kofoni Biana, Yera Baomian Kofoso Muntimini and Yajuma. Ukotie Yera Baomia and Kofonsoa, a mom supporting Yera Kennedy and Kofonosono El Sabotage and Tokwa and Munya Bibri. Obiene me ha mania. Omo ayi yomuti a ye hwehwe a yetete se ombeba presidential primaries bi omubru num.
Yes.
Se party ya adwen se ye de enei notice aba ye kwakoye polling station elections ha. All these eminent personalities in the party, they will send their people down to the over 42,000 polling stations to go and form their teams there, to go and get people to contest for every single position. Chairman, organizer, secretary, youth organizer, women organizer, 5 positions. Obianko contested be. Jebe creative problems. Over 42,000 polling stations. You are not can be near about creative problems in all the electoral area. Near be creative problem be more the constituency. Not region also no. Ebetoa. Yes, we incofonia or the neighbor chairman here or the neighbor secretary or pennies unco for the neighbor chairman or the neighbor secretary. You criticize an abasso. The baby I back can some tate I honor. Not party no. Ejija. The amendment committee I dream pomono. Almost say any party no ewo. Fortunately, your constitution no. Emma Aquinas okay Article 13 the presidential primaries a standalone elections. It's then a young concotuaba and emanimu ye. Na ye ye presidential candidate. Unya yinipe asem de nasem ko emuajo. Over 90% of the issues are a party mo a gina presidential primaries and one a tweka. Ye it's ya feina the presidential candidate be you no. Now, a Jumadia one who say obe rally party ni na be united party nya behind him to win power. Matise because any yenya koyi ni wi a nipa no afi no obekire na obetimi na ya adwuma ani no ne nya adwuma obi any wise any strategic presidential candidate I be elected na ansani akoyi we see bia no oye sa na some person be win aba no because you need everybody to win.
Asempa FM.
You need everybody to win. It won't any wabe presidential candidate, you know. I've been asked about sika to sponsor people against each other, to cause problems at the national level, at the regional level, at the constituency level, at the police station level, and now by. So for me, the argument for in these times a woman. Obi, it is the best. Look, Matisse Binzo.
That's for early presidential.
Yes, first. No, medical come out, you know, that we need to
no first.
First.
But the challenge, they say, and no why mun e kwato saa ba
obi ye drew on mo legally there will be an electoral college.
Yes,
there is nowhere because and I make a say omo police is here no omo time nyama ya we
ebe December.
Fantastic.
About one so January.
January they have been president extend and for mandate pen.
Yes,
we have that
president
and I'm so general secretary Kasakra no kan
yes,
we have had that with omo recommendation say the neoma identifies a expansion yemfa kan ho yemfa konkoto aba.
But I said you might identify it was a expansion ahodo miensa apart from all former all former ministers, MMCs, kind of saying other appointees. Good. And 2 Modeka polling station executives now. And 5 electoral area executives no. So 5 ni 2 now modebeka no. Say omu vote say okay more extend your more morning na 10 no. How do you get sa 2 no? And 5 no. Would you appoint?
Oh, me no kwade I don't even want to get to that discussion because a bigger party body decision. Senya we be to party anymore enye Kwesi Boakye and am ko kan ho asem na ye cancel na ko kan ho asem no. Such issues nina ba the party would have to meet again to take a decision on it. But media once this direction we need constitutional to set a date. As for the modalities, the party is seized with the authority to discuss these matters again. And the anuna ehunhame yenye we ni kane. Ene biemuso no obi. The moment we have our presidential candidate, ebin sida MPP mu NDC mu si atoaba the presidential candidate over almost 3 years
Asempa FM
to organize the party and to rally the entire nation behind him to win an elections. Yibe no ne muajo ene ye say onse amanehunu bia NDC for the my bia na ja to one ye kan MPP asem. Yes, so there should be this time, this window. And you say once I did date ni buy 31st pe no but who say potential for ni nyana sha say dey.
Yes,
I do not have a problem if from now to 31st obi any campaign obi a canism sanity by yensem na we should be measured. Yensem na here kano we should be extremely measured. Na Ghana ni Ghana for no MPP na ye yankasa ye beto amomo na ho be akono it is ye kan sem fa MPP ho ano na anya Ghana for no ho akono se mpo wo pani bi a wo som no e ba be flag bearer na o afena sa beton Ghana o beton MPP for bi sa dia ma Ghana for na dabi. So for me the decision by council is one of the best in these times. I've also heard views Madise obisi yesi dan
yes, free foundation.
Enya dan ne kusi.
Yenkosi free roof.
We say enya dan ne kusi.
Say analogy.
Analogy near wrong.
Adentia.
Oko Canada there are a lot of political parties. So me check. There are some parties omo elected omo presidential candidate first. Omo we kwa na presidential omo kwa there is not by election. Then the presidential candidate to come in. Appointing the national executives. We are not either province or the state. No how fane executive bu ha obi o ye canvas ni bu ha no ma administrator ba ko e wo office ho no ma pansa no ma hye o ma yini sa. So this is a political party. Enye dan ya banso ni ekosi. Enye skyscraper ni ekwakosi. Intimisre. Omo masa analogy no. I beg you. Inti ebinso aye. Ya political and these times I woman no. Say ye hwe na se eno ene be ma because e to da Nancy Omudi levy by. I'm telling you, the discussion was even tilted towards MPP's internal elections than even levy. Because the social media, no, ye mrantia osenka omuku edema party no, ye ja government nisi ho. Na afi yakofa yeru aba omiansem, na yakofa yeru Kennedy asem. Na we chita for to money we, na we chita for to money we. And no ni ade asisi asabe aduane ye nkofo de. So we cannot spend 2 years, 3 years waiting to conduct presidential primaries. Now increase always the temperature. You can't some there be. Enti sasem we need the ayasempa. Omaka, let's hold it first. Party for a bedroom some modalities we now when the bedroom you the be in the first no. ye wi a eno ano no e muadwo se Martin so say bi so ka se e na ye to presidential wi a ne afia beto national in take decision bi asa anya no kre se yakoto presidential wi no na yaba national elections so ne yaba regional elections ne yaba constituency there be the year kano e presidential first
was a mu year no free answer
year no free no ne aka no penny for better na aka wasam. That is what is causing us power. Obi no kwasem ni. So yeah, quite national elections are yes, there could be some disagreement but you akawa you but presidential to me did moi it did moi na so for me it is a good thing and there have been a lot of problems na me say na mo go through so I don't want to
me ma around it through that program I mean see a colleague the honorable Donk of saying now on also not drink share was our proposal
I mean bunny baby and son what we are say so we of one sir no wash na of one kasa no insanity say nipa to one have you there ko mo comedy can start to missiles biba and say me say if you quit to missile ba ko bi ntino o ka na
obi onya abotre enti ase se enyina etikuma sifi of one sana na da na bia na so o we ya oja do peno na sisi kura me ono odi ka we kura me do pedi kura me enti me de be kire no
mate
one TB o has NDC it's now a Mahama party one TB da
and some do mo kan bi
oh NDC
are we also right to say MPP has now become MBP New Baumia party yes
Baumia je party na fa
say Baumia say Nanado free horn na Nanado party it is say Baumia so na be take over because say won ka Baumia team no won ka MPP
sir
everything they are doing now is to make sure they impose Baumia back on the MPP
oh how
yes
based on Nsema na dia
but na Nsema okay who say the gospel according to Baumia ye constitution is the be favor Baumia ye niema hwiegu ye mpe kwan ya ye fa so poli ya niema ni hwiegu ye fiti ya prekope ye so dabi nipa na no so niema ne de mo bi anka na sem kwan na ye fa so ko hwie niema ne gu ye na ye problem enye nipa na de no so de wa obeka nipa na sem bia oye mambofo. That is what is happening in the PP now. Otherwise obi you see unse okura na de na ji wonsam party ben na wako eku ente say knockout o waji knockout abafie o say let me not go and start building from the grassroots nyese me ko police station wako shisha ade ne dia baso na mum me shisha free so dia ko grassroots oh nyame mu no munye ne sa amaye nyame mu mo pa no munye ne sa amaye obi sa no questions enti muko yi flag bara na hwa mo na beto aba no
and so delegate who is here na beto we were delegates who is here apart from police station executives now
afede wo hu de ntia me say afede ya da ne Baumia party no delegates na wo is here no how was it selected for was it not selected for to benefit Baumia
obi me so nyasa na kan no bacho am right one obi sa me kan say yenya hye we no ya discuss here no party penning for
that should have come first
no Debbie you don't decide for us
okay
yeah amendment and ya kwakoye and I'm saying problems are a what party meeting yankoto no first
that's fine
yes
obi sisi me no kase
yes
national chairman say ne ho mfa no watwe no ho kakra enye sa ye concern ye say ye ma first vice and say hwan kra act sesi inti meeting ni nyese sesi chairman ni ho no ye ma we na act in the place of chairman they said ye pamu afoko different the blame by no meeting we fire no hu it is not their concern. It is not about who takes over from the chairman now. Yeah, constitution the Ekofia the leader of the party becomes the national chairman. I don't know about this, but it's similar. I can say no, the leader of the party should have been Stephen Intim. Enti sebe no hududu na ahodi ni ho de baye niam sisi also okay. He say matwe me ho kakra no. Immediately the most urgent pressing issue on the table of the MPP should have been who replaces our chairman now to act in his absence. Now kono steer niema way.
Yeah, but so almost say
no,
while the chairman is not
the first
there,
vice is there.
Because we on resign, he's still chairman.
Yeah.
But the beginners who knew the first vice chairman stepped.
Yes, or say
and he actually chaired the National Council.
Very good. Or the letter base ontimi. So formally. And can just say say chairman the letter ban kwade formally or the letter base say ontimi party adwuma bia bio.
Yeah, but chairman the letter.
Chairman
family.
In fact, chairman says he's not even aware of this.
Wow.
Yes.
The man
he's not aware of it. Now, when you interview, now
Adelaide.
Honestly, my count a lot of places say I was disappointed.
In why me?
In WWB.
In Adelaide.
Yes. Who say I not read portions of the letter of graduate. Hey, minimum. Banana dish. Osi onu kwa na ndizo no say minimum. Yes. So any chairman.
No, my point is sincerely speaking, for me, I would have thought, say, the delegates as we have it now, sincerely speaking, this will be a political person of a kind of correct. It was practically selected to favor Baumia in the previous primaries. Yes. Yes, she share building blocks and say in favor Baumia. And a Kennedy di a Kumako Gesi Mubu Biguye. And no crown mafia mama or my dear call money. Say Abafi. I don't say, ye mistakes are de ye could be ma. I'm sure I say honor assembeba. Into the ye maintain your moi, yensa so moso yetimi control musisi still now no dear majority of the over 60 about 68% of them there. But umiana no mo peno. Yen push your still na yem sanko yes sir adien minia opa mo munye mistakes o ma biem. Missing ko onya 45% kura. If they want to do a free and fair election in MPP today, but we will not get 45%. But me there, I comprehend. Ne, Bozumchini, education, and Brian Champo. On quite a minute in the bush here. Brian, what a Mr. Omafa MPC there. Also, TC, the most networked group in any political party, the MMDCs.
Sir,
your network will be
network in terms of
like we are all over the country and we have presence in the party more than anybody,
even more than the members of parliament.
Yes, that's what mommy exists.
But the DCs are not voted for. MPs are voted for by our delegates. They define the control over
the DCs. No, delegates. Every constituency be a DC be any Quran 1 or 2 or be. What you say? And he said, DC Castle or high MP, who the check if I say, I'm going to tie me 2 MPs pa. Until I pre DC position, was ne MP be any so call on pet, Ubia on in India, because DC Castle will 2 this year.
Because they are there with the people.
That is it. And see, the free consultation, with the Bema compre Kone Brian say, Massa. Munya fast na muntinsi this. They are over 200.
Na say en a compare camp chemu a o share 260. That's the number of all the former MMDC. They've met all of them today.
O timie share o ma okrofo bibia ye o.
Sir,
because and I make a choice omunu or grassroots chair most of the MPs o. And the yaba oppositions oppositions say no. This is where a binusu so omo say kwan abeda ho omo ne MPs ni benya also pitch camp. Nti 60 na omo declare no. Omo declare for protection.
MPs no.
Yes, because omo koye na nka ekwa kofa primaries ansa na kudu flag bearer nke dia ye omo. Enti no pesa ade dey free soroba because yes sir that's omo ka so omo dey go free form yen koye a polling station yen koye constituency yenkoye regional yenkoye MPs nka MPs ebe theater no nti no mo pese da bi yendi kan koye flag bearer ne ba no abebo omo ho ban
na flag bearer bit ma bo omo ho.
Oh yes, once he's the flag bearer he controls most of the things, most of the decisions he takes it. He's the leader of the party then. What you say? Support be about mostly a corner.
But you almost say as part of our amendment, one person almost the shame say at every point in time, the national chairman is the leader of their party.
No, once you elect a flag bearer,
no, they say they are making that. It is not in their constitution now.
Okay.
And that's why the UK holds now.
Yes.
But they want to state it black and white in the constitution. So at every point in time, whether they are in power with the president, whether they are in opposition with the flag bearer, the national chairman is the leader of their party.
That would be a novelty.
That's what they want to do.
Interesting.
Proposals now.
Well, because it got to a point, the party was not functioning. It was only Jubilee House that was functioning until some Kofi. So if they want to learn from that, maybe. But then, sincerely speaking, I'm surprised my brother, who is a product of grassroots, will be supporting this.
Sir.
No, it is not proper.
That's a grassroots for none better abano.
And I make sure so the upper mom release the idea with my grassroots for no some support here. No, it's not proper because it looks as if when be as you person study about Umiako. And who says they say no Baumia defenses no. They say I say we're losing the airspace. Defenses no any what is the first no. Protection ni be brain shield ni be brain ako. Inti ye kase 1-on-1 boot for boot. I'm sure we prepare no. Inti no just say ye pekwan be so the party na sa protecting no. So this why it is protect me, I protect you. Inti yera ye ko protect you, edru ye dey so also protect ye.
It means from how other aspirants they omo waste your time but the system is being set up.
And I make sure say yes, they are setting the system up all right, but no system is foolproof.
Okay.
You can get the MPs when you lose the DCs. A Juma DCs, former DCs, because now they have time. Then do you think right? So one day one press conference, you better engage him come. This is also on there. Yes, Oboko school be an Oboko in the lobby, and I say, see idea. Or then I'm pay you for organize a year. Or no say, or TC the Honoma. Asamaba. So you see the picture. So, and yeah, easy. You can get the MPs. When you lose the former DCs, you are gone. You can get the MPs. When your party executives no swear. Because they say, constituency executives no. They say constituency executives should be before said they are now liberated, so they can speak their minds. Also, they about party chain. Now everybody feels they can speak their mind. Obi answer
General Secretary said, "Omo last warning, so almost say be wa." One abronye nyina. Party for
but who the young sanction abronye, there will be another offshoot. So it is not easy. It's not going to be easy for them. For me, I know. Say yes, they will do everything possible to protect Baumia, but he's not going to take it easy unless, of course, Brian is not serious about the oppressor.
Okay.
The Duchum that I know, Duchum is a bit more strategic than Kennedy, and that is why they should be careful. Kennedy plays tough, offensive, but when it comes to strategy and covert operations, Brian and Duchum, they are more dangerous than Kennedy Japan. So if I were them, I would be more worried about Brian and Educhum. Because Educhum can easily sway most of the moderates away.
And I know him in any interview. No?
There are those in the party now who said, they be more saying, Mamma saying, Yaman, into Educhum Jineya, he can sway all those people. Also, Kennedy appeals to, excuse me to say, the streets.
Yeah, within the party.
Yes. It's your mono for say, you can't pay, we no go see damage and cheaters for no united tilted towards him. Unfortunately, most of those people don't have votes. Kennedy problem, no.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And then out of 84, and I'm out of 88, no.
88, yes.
60 say or more. And also Baumia
60 according to the Baumia camp.
Yes, according to the
camp, no dispute is our number.
Oh, I can say 60 currently. Even it means say 88 in the crowd, he couldn't flip all of them.
Yes.
So
yes.
Imagine say oh dear 28 in the crowd cano. Me half on 14 and gonna say. Na obintimi marshally even 60% of the DCs. So for me, I said they are trying to lower the bar too much for Baumia and you fair.
Unim say Minya don't go for Fuseni and some of Kenya or justify in some Kenya. That is what the NDC wants.
Oh,
and Kadibian Kayasam Numbra on energy. On energy, and ya bro ya analysis. It for 2 years. Now you young to Yabana Sao. That is why I kept quiet. Now me person me made team for the MPP for the one who say this is exactly what they want.
Say they be a MPP.
Sa MPP nanka no one when Jodeka. He say and say and we sa oh he has even justified
why was
the reason why was he in Temkra. Send a be an Kenyan Quabetrai a canetopo because Yera Mahama Koshe Bose Obama headmasters now Atonia and the education minister said there be yes anete or my reverses sure. Cocoa farmers a case but to more 7,000 and more yen to yaka. Tenenkan community yank yaka. Nanka or sweaty to defend. But then I sama bentino. And when you know the baby. And now ye can to the energy for neka. It's the MPP for I me experiment and ambassador any and I'm my young one. I didn't be any. So that is what the NDC wants. Yankee cancer. Oh, we here for we say, oh, and now the Kennedy strategic or strategic. Shabi, Onyabo Fraba. Nipa no. What to me a holdy
a seat
for 24 years. What hold a lot of businesses. How can you say this is independent strategic? But that is the line of beto na any day. Obian one more chichi bibia de mabawumia. National Council for about no. Look at Sabe and crabbing about no over 160 National Council of Elders chairman or former chairman or former general secretaries or MPs, your MPs caucus are more. Your council members are you may for various regions or many departures or more. And Penifua, your dear amendment committee no Sabi. Lawyer Frank Davis is a very tough person. We will be a Sabi, can I dream? Untimi for be no nano. Me nini be saying, Untimi for free no nano. Upon Kromaka committee no, Asunabada Park committee no. These are respected people. Untimi for Fibian and Simbian come home, no, two party for him. First of all, your concern is queue for being a Yanocrat. It is an uncomope, Nankuenya home, Nadebio Betranso. That in fact he has justified, and that is exactly what I wanted to prove to MPP forces. Say an open. And there will be interviews are why you know. Emu 70% MPP asem. Mewa. Exactly. And your fault. Issues are banner. I also want where they will come once and be. Nanyamin Chadie. Naya Tuaba. Ye presidential candidate. And Penifo mu bi obewini bia ye wie. Emu de din a ya ba wonya sa asem no kan biom. And there the national issues here and company for crowd energy crowd can who be no. Omunka because why? They also have their own elections are also more contested. E die bra e can say beto about 31st fe no. Omo ahwemo hu say omo ni bre. E ti no omo declare. And omo so omo start stakeholders issue omo. And naturally it is so. Because omo say cancel a date there. If we conference by no general secretary is the modalities in your toward the timetable, time when you pick a form, you see, or you base or Nina Babato, Conempany for a shia, a design communina. Tim is 7 young men before. This is a decision I hear or peer support. Name can say, here about Jacob. Will be respecting the power. Look, and or a council member or back council, not or sorry, no, Cassa. Boakye Jacob.
Or National Council.
Okay, be, yes.
Rep
remember Eastern Region.
Okay.
Now, you deep. Beginning of the year, first council meeting they share no by. That was when we decided say you form a committee no the new way. Will be o kasa. Obi o council be an be I can say obedwen hu say yen hwa de yes the ye presented committee report no wentimi ama and a branch wa amendment committee so the report babana den answer wentimi ama but actually na me say we make a comment be no describe the decision no as total nonsense and of opinion I think I'm Brazilian idiom. That was an irresponsible talk.
But no, was it a recent interview?
Oh yes, because the discussion I was say the whole chronology be say when AC dan or sha say free hona decision na omo etiki and the council teki no onu hu ne say total. That is the interview. I think no some powerful.
Yes.
And as I interview with you, I make tea. I feel that no. Enye papa adekunti American science says enko pani se bianka wona nka ye pani bia wotidwom na o manfo abetiki this is you can't come, especially when you are a member of council. So when to me ama na wadwe fufuru bia simple kwa be kan kwa na enye sa na o se we de wo kan. I think that na it was not asem papa na o se okan mati ejana make say o ma analogy ni say si dan a yen sha asem free esoro ana me say there be we nya dan ni esi enya dan ni esi. That is why I also give examples that there are a lot of political parties almost here yi presidential candidate na presidential candidate no so no apɛ kofo no be adwuma in our system no similar yen hwɛ because times na e wo mu no require say e be take certain drastic decisions. Set bibia yenye bida yes obia ebia yenye bida intimate nkofo ase because we are unconventional yenye bibi say da etino but me gidi say the framers of our constitution who say ebedu brebia ye be hia no ntino de article 13 ye de no e ba said the article 13 no so that the presidential primaries will not be linked to any other elections or party no yema no nye standalone elections a yebetimi aye any time ye feel say was ye na nipa ne sha no enadwuma. So in the wisdom of the framers of the constitution and omo de sahaba same pokra no na adwen bi e wo mu se medical ka say o say nipa bi so feel so ye to presidential no ne aba beto national ne aba beto region no kwasem say ya discuss asem no. That was the decision. The main decision was to hold the presidential primaries first. Yenyan and Tamonso. Not me enju. That was the decision we take. Intimacy party for. That is exactly what the NDC for pay. Senka yen dragi ye elections hi. Ni yen tomani yen hu debia. Na debia ni yen lose focus. Na se omu de boni bi kra no wa ban mu a omu hihye ye omu de bae ne bosha omu hye na omu ntimi ni so no enke ye bia nya energy no emfa nka ho asem biem adenti asan se wa wo fie eja ato ho no ma esi dan na obenya adaje se wo ba be kan se mo abonten da bi because when you bring a wo penso dia dum ja no. So it is a strategy and this is once yen kangum yen kan sem ade omo yen nyamu di favor we yen strategic enye no kre enye no kre enye no kre eye party for na won say no bia e wo na
ye say ye de ne ye mama
eh me ko kan ka bida
okay bi
e wo he
ukra na udi anim ukra na udi anim
okay obi o de emfa say admitted me man kasa about the emfa sa and are you by this saying say you can't say anything so kasa na then it just exposes the lack of proper logic in your submission. And in your can no can because was na no be NPP for can say ye do Mohammed then so any so mean kasa ye do ba omi adabi o can say dia na ne where expose no nya sanity obi enu no mo ye sa e party ni nyina ye yo party ni nyina nkan ko party ni nyam we don't build the party around an individual dabi e nyina me tie se maaju obi antimi nto general secretary no ba ha no na adwen obi antimi nto intimacy party for nyina yinsom ne nyem ho de hu se e hu be hia se e be ma party ni mo adwo emprempren ye na obi na political party now spend 3 years at the internal elections, meaning that we create problems 3 years continuous or fomenting problems 3 years Ubewie no uko campaign a uko na ebu ha ade bako ya pa na say we presidential candidate na uko so kwakọ campaign na bedu na party for bekato say problems you have of answer na kwakọ campaign had boss one ya solve problem here intimi nko hakra o problem be e hye no it happened all over. There were places I obe konya say we anyway count no we dey ja boss ya solve people any party for ya antanasia at the time na o say we dey kwaya campaign trafoforo no na wo say time na say the CC asem how time no so na because ni nyina so elections been to you call just by elections. We spend a lot of time ayede me ka one time general secretary ko shiam ebi wo ayi fomena na ayi beso fomena ayi fomesa o shebi wo fomesa no atuka no awuram no ha ko shebi wo bonwire no ya baha na be shebo unim because album am say that time minu ya wonya ne ba bi ko jonkuma de ye no omo say a problem ne ba ye eno ntino ye radio mi nkofo bi free mu and I say the emisi braye breye e wa just by election all because of some of these things afoko campaign ya yes ko na ko siesie asem we wa hase ansa enti wo frɛ we mu nyina na makasa apacho no afre we mu nyina na makasa no apacho so the time I was here the campaign kire the masses no now this hard time now no siesie asem is that what we want to know enti busan for Mr. Ompenifo asem o maka no ya asem be boaye ena entokwa na da ye ni mu no NDC for no kwasem ni overwhelmingly aso parliament mu nyompa bi ano mu yo na no hwe nim gwasesem ni omomfa buo magana fo ye de dum so levy ba ya yanka hwe NDC energy committee chairman kwano ni mu hwe oh I'm telling you no ni mu hwe energy committee NDC atu force in the bar atu force dabi atu force ye go kuchiri ba no the bar I'm telling you energy committee chairman NDC onim dum so levy ho hwe o ye de ba parliament atu force in the betu mu no amode ahare at the firm na obi look at the disrespect. Do you know why they did that? Now officer said it enka omunkuta overwhelming majority and commerce ade no komuntimi nyada because omu wonti no omafa Ghana fo no mum because he levy cry ye twi MPP for aboso no he levy ye discuss ye itu one among omo ye yakwa ye town hall meetings obi e kire na dwen asofo choma dwen ye first na 1.5 me boa
yes
commodity ye course na ba say 1 we dey no nka wansem kra o yemfiu yembu adentia because yekuta Ghana nyina ya fa yekuta overwhelming majority ye hiamo obi otia yemfa wo ho yemfa obi aho anaju the suom ye sori anopa ye the one city atoso no discussion no stakeholder consultation absolutely nothing. Why? Because that is so yes that is what infighting can cause, and one of the major issues are a PA free after elections no yankasa ye infighting the energies are spending ya ho e de konya ho twetwa ye nantini no e so chen energy e de campaign e de atre Ghana for it is obi kasa enie madodo a ye ne ntimi mo ho dehura na wo ku ofi a obetwa ko boss ase mo ho dehuro ntimi tide bia bo se bia bebom bibia so mo ha mentimi ho ase a lot of the place na happen ntimi so
Asempa FM
any party for munti ase munsom na yenyi ye pani a obedi e kan no yenyi ne kan empanifo mu benyina asefata omunyina asom party omunyina muodu ni ebeyi ni bia no the entire party will rally behind this person na nipa na achi ni Ghana fa na nyina or the almost 3 years bear campaign na etimi afa yento ma pefra ko ba bia e wono obi agitum se nye so wo form sa na wo pre no abasoro a o se utimi eye adwuma den intimate party for nya we will appeal to them say omunsom no monti ase ne nyame ya adon so a 19th
yes
of July. In fact, constituencies no will send communication to them. A lot of them or more babedano ebe reported on the 18th.
Indiana no sir and a national delegates conference.
Sabe pepe.
Indiana the 200,000 delegates in the Abbey.
Debbie.
Now we are
National Delegates Conference, no, all constituency executives.
Okay.
In all the 276, no.
Okay.
The 17 executives of Muhuni in Eba. I want to chassis.
Both elective and appointed.
Exactly.
Okay.
And all members of parliament.
Okay.
And so can be.
Okay.
And regional executives, be. National executives, be. Council members, be.
Council of Elders members.
Yes. It took a canning
patrons now, no count.
Patrons. In fact, after now, amended.
Somebody
acknowledge exactly because for me, I've always advocated for that. Say patrons on, but at the regional level, they do national. Now, you reps be on my back. I think say all of them, no, any a number of them. So may increasing it from I think 15 to 30, which is very good for the party. It's not ye former regional executives and nominate we say no become after the conference. But we need these are forming
national
delegates conference. We are looking at about between 5,000 to 6,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Delegates.
And the Abaso University of Ghana Stadium.
Yes. Proposal I about managing home TESCON regional TESCON coordinators. I am more voting right. I'm happy because you are one rep from all the recognized TESCON institutions. It is a regional TESCON coordinator now. Or no any voting right, but institutional voting right.
Okay.
So that was the argument. I'm happy. It was one thing as Salam a champion here, so I'm happy.
A proposal.
Yeah, a proposal.
Conference and
oh, we share. Send city. Who's any money who would win?
So we the other on
better. Any money who had said, and I can't say so. Mupesomote voting agent from 40 but 35 no. And same fact.
Emphasis.
Party for now.
But why would anybody have a problem with that?
In fact, me quite embassy you free ho. Me. Age limit no free ho.
Oh how?
Oh yes.
Oh please.
Yeah, politics now. Exactly. More age limit ni ho.
But mo dey no mo age limit 39.
Age limit ni ho.
And also person mo free.
Oh, make I did 40. You also have 40 and below.
40 and below.
Okay. And communion through the person must be youthful.
But then how do you determine youthful?
Youthful. Yeah, obi bet me I a youthful. Na enye age asem. Na say be new Pablo is you 45.
Yes.
What you say? Yes. Pablo me meet.
Na say you were
never count man say na Pablo apart twice.
Yes.
Or call twice.
No, but he's in a party o mu ni age.
And I mean so me say median ka me pa median ka me so me fa ho ni genyim film. Abi say problem be.
Na mo so munya 60-year-old
kwa you I'm so youthful. The person must be youthful.
Oh please.
And then you so because you NSS for no.
Oh, there be na some a lot of times. NSS ye near war Nasara coordinator. Mo na muni zongo kokos. And I'm quite first na mo issue propaganda secretary. Ghana for cast propaganda the from kwa na mo ko na say propaganda na mo nyam shenim. And I'm befa communication officer. Mo sua e di.
What is the problem? Say youth organizer you 40 and below edeba. Why do you think it should be scrapped?
Oh, me dear.
No, there is a definition for who a youth is.
Yes.
If you are seeking to organize that age bracket,
so the person can be youthful and then organize the youth.
But why should the person
not mean the person
in that same age bracket?
Me see, me dear, my dream no, but we share any immediate na near 40 na beka ho. Which I think is okay. Maybe even in parliament, I know youth caucus, I know PGM 45.
But youth should be youth. Why should there be
45 is youthful?
No. the age bracket for youth is 35.
They say Ghana had it. When life begins at 40. Ghana.
But that's a lie.
Oh. Well, I mean, so I know
I've heard Kwame Poku say I don't know what rubbish is up.
Oh no, that's
35.
Oh, okay.
A lot of them will be cut off.
Oh, nice one.
But I think if the Ghana, the largest age bracket in our population, 15 to 35. You understand?
How to mobilize and organize our youth in Ghana. It is entirely different because we go for international conferences.
Yes.
Look at zoom. obu ha nkura bi ase aye nim ne wo be call zabzugu no wo be call ntisa ho. So how are you see organize your youth wa? There are places where you go near catro say oh youth group when na ko leader or da no a
or that youth group
na no a nipa no be 55 60 years. So you also share the nature of your politics no wa. That is why for us say obi eye youth na kasa wo de 35 ah enipa no kwa benya the appetite to do active politics at that age enye nipa bebre also nipa ntimi fa a certain grooming bim na otiminya sa akukuduro no to be able to mobilize and organize the youth 2 years below 35 there I'm telling you omo abenya no
35 and below. But if the data is telling you in the voters register say more than 9 million voters registered,
but you don't need that person to mobilize the youth.
But you need somebody who will resonate with them.
But sorry, Matisse is a youth pastor.
No, me a youth patron.
Now, how many years?
That's not be a patron.
No, I
am 40. I'm not within that.
So that is why you're a patron. Patron also is good. The patron. So you don't necessarily have to be a youth who are 29, who are 25, who are 22 to mobilize and organize the youth. No, I don't think so. But and also in Chese, also we need be na utsimo fujine na seja wajunya ya cake unim youth no.
60 years.
Oja na unim ne youth no. Eko. Oja say you don't know what is trending, right? Unim ne eko ne. Debi. Ekra no kwa untimi nko bi nyuma aba unti ase TikTok you unjinem.
Uni TikTok.
Debi. So I agree with you say and also on the limitations. But all that I'm trying to say is that the person fine say na maka no hwe nipa dodo na 40 na ye maintaining na at least nipa no intimenya sa ogudo intimi fanye. One other thing about mo so no ye what can one dada now the national chairman will be the leader of the party is one of the proposals.
That's omuji
so yes omuji
to be interesting though.
Even when they are in power na some more president cry national chairman is still the leader.
And I say it's going to be interesting because it will be
dynamics.
Okay, say nado echim yemfi tanduku no. Kobia bomu cabinet anye no be bomu abonten ba ko.
Say ya na yomudo. Say ya.
It's going to be interesting.
Word on the street plan say as a president Frey general secretary una matese una also menya reshuffle menya na ezo obu ketu be na ya otro ni and o de to general secretary nim say
reshuffle me
no kwa mo de nsem ka kan so anya no kwa
no but Obi for me I think say yes apart from say
na se ya wie na nke abo mu die mu bi
oh mama kama se
se matise mo nso mu die mu no general shedu nkete ba presidential
yeah reset Ghana you need say that Genesis say you
oh that be na
they said the
politics look oh that he's going to succeed
yes
but na say you go for na no a there's some you can't say nancy fifikute say nkofo bi also mo jubilee omo nim hwe no
they are even nursing
omo be to be president
they have the only they have
Jordan say no precious ma too for you no onkoko na onye ni ade ofuo be si on concentrate feed Ghana wo dey ye wadwuma ni ade onte oto mane omo say nkofo bi ti jubilee hono so omo be so omo
they have even the nerve to want to lead this party.
Yes
no Obi for me what I know is happening now in the party is every appointee even including national executives wants to make sure the research agenda at least first 2 years in there we have to deliver. It's unless of course we say you are not so confident of yourself and then nobody satisfied that kind of
are you telling me
presidential primaries no say at mobile 2027 and
I make sure say our presidential primaries so the next election 2028 depends on the success of John Dramani Mahama.
Sure.
It is a one play with part and shiny and success in the kakranka. Uber party for one then
yeah, but John Dramani Mahama knows 2 years from now a new leader will emerge in the party.
No problem. That new leader no one foundation is stronger.
If you see there,
You until Jay Kufo message. Until Jay Kufo did they have any message? No. No, MPP, no, be a grand MPPD. NDC was all about Rollins. What you say? Until Mills came, we had something. John Mahama came. So one they say no. Omu problem they say. Legacy ben pa na ye flag bearer across all the campaign. Nana do dey nana.
But we have a solid legacy. And the class say Mahama no money president Nana do. We are say hey, Mahama said say a reserves are Nana do dan Kwaku do jai 9 billion and one can 9 billion. Exactly. If I want to say Bank of Ghana ka say Nana do the gold purchasing policy no so aboa.
Yeah.
Bank of Ghana want
gold reserve.
Want it. Me obi me so won't here.
No, so must e kanyama.
Yeah, free as is the buy. Tie me ba.
Gold free as the buy no. Atonmo gold than they've even done it. Within 4 months.
But the records are there. Ghana gold reserves. Mo na no joy from kwa na mo ye say yemfa even a ton enka ho. Mo na mo ye fact check no aye. From time I able to ya na ye 80 and ye dey akọ 30. Over 200%. It's here about me akasa no. And na mo heye mo ye fact check say yampa. O mo ba ye. Say pa no mo dey aka reserves. O mo hwe na ndu etan. Obi ye kana oni ma no wa kana tie fo say ampa. Unim ne wo kana. Enye say bia wo ye public. You don't have to be you don't have to be a spectator.
Mo kana say man kasa. Eye public record. No crowd come.
You are an authority. Are you aware?
Yes.
Fantastic. So who your authority into no account access with the ampa. Mohaye na moye you been here. Ejo openijai as for Niama as ye flag bearer. Obi wo hu. Eniama ye beka. Nyamya no kwini 6 months pe ye omo. E de be pa na obetimi dia kapa say ye ro Mahama ba wa. Nothing. 6 months. Ekosiisen months. De be pa bibia obetimi aka say a year of I
said, idea will impact on the economy directly. You see the now home.
I said, man, I see the home. Then why? What policy be part of the you don't get it.
What I
now don't go for the buy. The first 3 months, no declare so the free SHS September.
No free. No free. Oh, I say I started crying.
Data.
People have been given the right as to which account to go for their money.
Data.
Okay. I'm for the messages, baby. I'm in kind kakana for yen wrap up ni sorry. Obi the future MPP National Executive Committee and National Council must treat appointment to the Communications and Legal Directorate with the seriousness it deserves. May God save the NPP from this localized Israel-Iran conflict. Brian Boabin somewhere.
I
did on Monday.
Wadarumo Drobon so bombiato. Ukraine Russia war no. Ebian ways you organ and impact na yakase nyanya. So I was surprised when the whole president said say Israel and Iran and Tokano any impact to economy no so. And now
that is why we suspect
energy minister sort of kind.
But you and I Middle is SMC.
In fact, I make say there was no way. And someone
we are still maintaining it.
Don't go for saying me see. And someone can in the crisis can be you see even any crisis on the international globe.
Okay. Where say Obi? Please, for a very good reason, I would like to strictly remain anonymous. Yes. Nana B has spoken very well. He must be minded that Dr. Baumia can be flag bearer but cannot win the ultimate general election because of regional political balance. President Mahama cannot run Ghana for 4 years and another person from the north would follow him as president for 4 over 8 years. That will never happen. Believe you me, never. Strangely, General Mosquito is in the reckoning. Nipane dia or no diaba enono. We say Obi, let people understand that when the current polling station was being put in place, Dr. Baumia was not a candidate. Again, conference is to meet and approve some amendment, which includes expansion of the electoral college. So therefore, what is the worry of an outsider like Fuseini Donko? So conspiracy theories and wishes are also not horses. Good evening to you all. Sampine, former mayor, Kumasi. Obi, greetings to the organizational general, Henry Nana Boakye Nana B. One good term deserves another. From Ohineba Kwame Dansu Jr., Dean of NPP Diaspora Organizers, Caucus, and Odiwe Apraying. This one says that lawyer Henry Nana Boakye has really helped us to justify the reasons for the early presidential elections. If the NDC thinks it is not a good idea, why worry? Because it will go in their favor. The fire on their mountain is burning higher than this, but time will tell. We, the grassroots, support this top-down approach. Master Planner Junior Edie Enono. Nana Akomea, former STC boss, says Obi, the decision by the MPP National Council with overwhelming majority to hold the flag bearer elections first and quickly is just what the NPP needs at this time. The party will never close ranks in unity until the flag bearer election is over. That is fact. In the past few months in opposition, the dominant news about the party have all been about the flag bearership. Either some aspirant is toking up religious bias or setting up some exploratory committee, etc., etc. Even the normal thank you tour was nearly disrupted over flag bearer rivalry. Even bail for a detained regional chairman was believed to have been influenced by flag bearer rivalry. This flag bearer contest will divide the ranks of the party from polling station elections right up to the national executive elections. For a party in the current situation of the NPP that needs to close ranks and rebuild quickly, we cannot afford another 2 years of acrimony, accusations, counter-accusations, insult, rancor, backbiting, and division that attend flag bearer campaigns and elections. Let's get it over quickly to bring leadership, stability and focus in not only our other elections, but most importantly, to present an alternative to the NDC. Bravo to our National Council. Nana Akomea and on the way up.
What Obi de Bibi by say on Besibe Bonidi. Yes, I did Baomiaba.
Yes,
Nyadia.
Continue we need general
because Muhammad Frinoff.
Yeah,
and Nyadia Ghana. Look, this is the point. Every Obi obey your presidential candidate Biano. Obia. Obi obey your Bobo contest Biano. That person ebe win 2028. Obia. We will build a strong party behind that person. We will have that time. Obia. You're a Mahamon Kobium. No one never Mukomunian who Muanu ye. Tomu diaba be pipiaba. Yen solve your problems in term. Now the envy and you home had here. Obia. Again, sa analogy me show a very sensitive and mission for ye. Yera kofo free or one by
Akufado.
You me can't even Era mills na pie.
Yeah.
It deemed to be coming from the south.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So where from this analogy?
In the south, maybe I
didn't know exactly. We emphasize in the crime. You hear say, Yempeni for more burning nano obia or my bobra in him day.
Okay.
Our munya qualified. Obi bia or baby nibiano, a ubia, you bet to me. I'm making sure send the bear president. So we shouldn't be saying this.
Unfortunately, I'm told so we have to end. There is a paid for interview. Ewo hosis here was say yede ebre yeneti for inti lawyer Henry Nana Boakye medase. And Honorable Donko Fuseini, Oko National Service Authority, Deputy Director General in charge of operations. Big man,
and root best here. Who the director general for me? Say you be a farm manager. Into root say me a farm manager.
Into yeah, sorry. Na minia Mark 2 baby. take it over na the interviews no atoa mo so you need to leave your dial here Asempa FM so any Ekosiisen dwumedie na mote ye no yentie we